Hey, Assalamualaikum. My name is Hafsa.mov and I'm from the US. And well, this has been a great experience so far. My parents, since I've been young, my parents have been telling me about Spain, and along with right after the history of the Prophet ﷺ, we moved on to the history of Spain, and it was just so amazing. So the whole family wanted to go to Spain, and that was partly the reason why. And I really wanted to learn about the history, honestly. I really liked learning about how Spain began with Tariq ibn Ziyad, how he came over from Morocco, and just the whole progress, and how the first city, Medina al-Zahra, like the first planned city, was made. So I mean, I love learning that. My favorite part was definitely all the little lessons and the little lessons I learned along the way, the personal lessons, but I really enjoyed hearing the stories about the Spanish Muslims and how Islam has had a resurgence in Spain, I would say. Well, throughout this whole thing, Andalucian Routes has been amazing. I mean, of course, the hotels and the food were great, of course, but I think what I really loved about the whole thing was just the stories and the history lessons. I mean, I read about it in books, but to actually see it with like a personal guide, Brother Tariq, was just amazing. It really blew my mind. I loved it, absolutely loved it. I wish I could say more, but I'm just so overwhelmed by like how much I enjoyed it. So. Well, for young Muslims, I so recommend this because, of course, you're going to get the history lesson, but then what really like blew my mind, honestly, was the horseback riding, because we were up there and I was like, oh my gosh, if I was a Muslim back then, I would be doing this, and it was just so amazing. And like, honestly, instead of saying wow, all my brain could think of was subhanallah, subhanallah. Like, wow was not even in my vocabulary. So I would definitely recommend anybody, not just young people, like everybody, to go on this tour, especially with Andalusian Routes, because they're amazing.